Visit wiseservant.org. Okay, let's begin. All praises to the horizon. Wise Solid speaking. Peace and wisdom. Can I get a sound check 133? What's going on? What's going on, big member? Today I want to do this deep video for you guys on meditation, a deep understanding of it. I also want to discuss the abyss. Yo, peace and wisdom, brother. Am I clear? All I need is a sound check. Thank you, Alec Ennis. If any of you guys want to purchase any of the lecture magazines, visit wiseservant.org. Also, if you want to be a member, you can click the join button. There's a few options. There's a lot of perks, discount merchandise, free one-on-ones, things of that nature. Now, let me get a little adjusted, and we can begin. 133 said, hearing you loud and clear. I'm not sure what that means, brother. But peace and wisdom, I do literacy programs. I'm just playing. I do literacy programs if you haven't learned how to spell yet, 4-letter words, things like that. I got you. It's a deep thing. Peace and wisdom, Jermaine, James, JW, and everyone else. Now let me begin. Y'all know me, I'll get off track real fast. Make sure y'all stay in good spirits. Peace and wisdom, Ronan. I see you a member. Salute to all the members. If y'all have any questions as well, make sure y'all ask. Said you want to go. I know, Chin. You ain't got to make no excuses for me. I know. I know you was moving fast. Spell check. I know. Indeed. Indeed. As I said, I had a literacy I got a literacy program. Don't worry about it. Teach you how to spell cat, dog, aloud. The simple things. It's really deep. Now let's get to this deep content. Let me get a little closer, so I ain't got to talk loud. Now, before I get into meditations in the abyss, first I want to discuss lie. I apologize if it's a little noisy. My neighbor's shoveling snow. We get snow every day. Peace and wisdom. I'm going to answer JW's question, and then I'll begin. JW said, I ask of your wisdom, why do I have such negative thoughts behind my friend's death? It's the way you process death, meaning you guys take sides. So life is great and good, and death is something that y'all don't like or grasp. Now, if you view death as a good thing, like a graduation, you say, yeah, my friend is leaving, but they're on their way. So you get it? Your thoughts wouldn't be negative, and you'd still feel a little sad, like, dang, I miss my friend. But the thought would still be positive, like, nah, but they rocking out, they doing their thing. And so, this is why I say you guys all should all look to receive a conscious cleansing at some point in your life, because y'all have the wrong perspective on things, meaning y'all view things from the selfish nature. Not all things, but a lot of things, and that it makes it hard for y'all to process. And things like that. And so you view death how you do because of that, so you're putting your mind on a vibration where negativity can emerge. And so whatever negativities, past experiences, people done you wrong, anything, it has the option to emerge now. Meaning your friend's death is your friend's death, but you're probably being ambushed by thoughts that don't have nothing to do with that. Meaning people that you just don't like, you probably like, I should slap. I should slap so and so. I should go get my money from so and so from 5 years ago. You get it? Your thoughts are now going way beyond being angry over death, but to other things. And it's because of that. And so you want to make sure you see everything from a balance. Meaning we have life, we have death. If you respect one, respect the other. If you see one as a good thing, you have to see the other as the same. And so hopefully you grasp it's because of how you view death. And so adjust your thoughts on that. And I suppose you won't be getting ambushed anymore. Peace and wisdom. Hopefully you grasp. Peace and wisdom, control, discipline, damage. You said love and light, brother. I can't find your first video on this content. Yeah, I have a lot of videos that's blocked. Not blocked, but I have them on private. I have to sort through them. YouTube has a lot of rules now, so I have to sort through them to make sure all is well. So I didn't get all the way down to the first video I made. I'm sure most of you guys know I have about 4,000 4,000 videos. I'm not exaggerating either. And so it's going to take me a little time, but maybe later on today I'll just jump straight to the first video. Take it off private. I'm not sure what else you said. You said there are being spirits in hell. Damn, brother, why you talking like, you're from the far north? You said, oh, Svar, just welcome to Valhalla. What you said? I don't know what you said. You said there are being spirits in hell. Peace and wisdom, man. Y'all make me laugh. Y'all stay blaming it on typo. Y'all can't spell. You have to listen. Y'all have to start. Let me not even bother y'all. I'm about to tell y'all. Listen, y'all have to start here and stop. Trying to justify. Accept your stupidity. You can't type. You can't spell. It don't got nothing to do with the computer. The computer know how you know. You can't spell, so the computer can. You can't just be blaming stuff. Get it together. Get it together. Leave it alone. Peace and wisdom. Oh, the video you're speaking about is spirits in hell. Peace and wisdom 133. Yeah, some of them are on private. I'll let them off soon when I get a chance to it. I'll be kind of swamped. I kind of do need an assistant. And so hopefully you guys grasp. In regards to hell, I do want to do a video on that. I was going to do it just for the members, but I'm going to think on it because a lot of you guys are getting the wrong impression on hell. Meaning, hell is a word to describe a place. Most of you guys have the perspective of hell from Christianity, but Christianity don't explain hell. It just tells you the torments of it. It don't really explain the orders of hell and how it works, and so y'all don't really have a perspective of what hell is. But in y'all brain, y'all forget that. And so when the man say this is hell, somehow y'all forget to say, okay, I've never been given a breakdown of the geography of hell and how it works, and all I know is it's a tormenting place. And so you get it? And so y'all get lost on the word as opposed to saying, okay, let me get an understanding on what hell is. And so when you're dealing with like the Far East, they have a full description of hell, but they call hell samsara. And so you see, once you remove the word hell, if I said, man, we in samsara, most of y'all wouldn't feel no kind of way. You'd be like, okay, all right, we in samsara. What's that? And so y'all plagued by words, meaning y'all don't understand things, but y'all do not want to acknowledge that to self. Say, I don't really understand nothing, so let me get everything straight so I can get a good perspective. It's like when I explain YHWH is you. Then a lot of y'all plagued by y'all religious beliefs, even though you know, well, technically, we don't know what YHWH is. Everything we say it is up until now is just great guesses and theories. How y'all forget that? And so when a man come along and say, this is how you actually pronounce it, you can't get mad and say, well, he ain't a Hebrew Israelite, so I'm mad. You're supposed to take the wisdom and say, thank you. I would have never known that. Now that I do, why is the name you? You would be like me or anybody. Why? Why is that? So for some reason, y'all disturbed inside is blocking y'all from just learning straight through. Y'all got like pride and ego. You got other people that teach, meaning if you've been a Hebrew Israelite teach all this time. So I suppose if somebody that's following you be like, well, Silas said YHWH mean this. And you ain't never say that. So you probably don't know nothing. And so you're going to have to justify that as opposed to just saying, you know what? I didn't know that. And so I'm learning too. I have to relearn too now. But try to grasp. You got to cleanse the self up if you want to really learn. Learning ain't a competition. So a lot of y'all going to have to come to terms with that. You can make competition out of wisdom. Two men have two different beliefs. Can let them reason it out or debate it out, one and the same. But outside of that, wisdom's not a competition. It should still always be for you to receive proper understanding. Meaning if I'm debating somebody and I see they're right, I'm not looking to justify anything I said. If yours is right, then it's right. Then I need to grasp. You get it? If mine's ain't right, if mine's is right, I will expect the same. And today times y'all play games like. Then in the long end, although, the end of that. So the game be played on self. Y'all minds be all scrambled and confused. You be kind of blocked from learning. And so I need to do a video on hell so y'all can grasp in depth, the accurate way. JW said, right, the teacher must also be teachable. Yeah, but not by the student. That's going backwards. And so a lot of y'all too desperate to be heard. You get my point? Y'all come here, y'all think it's like a back and forth. Say, I heard Silas, now he needs to hear me. I need to hear whoever I've been learning from, because it's been doing me good. You need to figure out whoever you learning from and why it's not doing you any good and adjust. You get my point? Meaning if you clock in here and you say, Silas is wise. The first thing you need to acknowledge is, well, he don't need to try to pull anything from us because he seemed to be okay in the way he know things. It's not like us. We kind of know this, but then we lost on that. He seemed to know everything equally. That part. If something ain't broke, leave it. And so let me explain this to you guys. This is important. You have a lie. You have many different levels of lie. You look at it like a first floor to last floor. We're speaking of lie. Now, of course, you have a fib. This is when someone tells a lie. A simple, playful, stupid lie. But they have all intent to tell the truth at some point. A playful lie, meaning they're going to tell you the truth, just not right now. You have a level up, meaning you have a lie where the person has no intent to ever tell you the truth, but they're still aware they're lying. Meaning the fib, where the person intends to tell you the truth, they're aware they're lying. The person that doesn't intend to tell you the truth, they're fully aware they're lying too. And so all is still good. Then you have those who have no clue what they believe is truth or lie. Meaning some of y'all believe things to be truth that is a lie. You have no clue or have took a time out to be real with self about a thing. And so that's what a liar is, meaning the pinnacles of what a liar is, where y'all say, okay, a person that tell a little stupid fib ain't the same as the pinnacles of whatever a liar is. The pinnacles of a liar is the person that is completely lost and cannot discern the difference anymore. If you lost, if I ask some of y'all, is Christianity truth? Is Jesus really God? Most of y'all will be like, yeah, forgetting that that was never proven to you. That's something you just choose to believe. You get my point? And so now let's say you a Christian and you like, well, yeah, I do tell people that. So you're a liar. You are the pinnacles of what a lie is, meaning you've never been showing proof of a thing. You just say it is. Now, that's not to say that Jesus ain't God or Christianity ain't true. It's to say you're a liar because you haven't been proven a thing to say it is. You get it? And so a lot of y'all are the pinnacles of what a liar is, meaning you speak lie as if it's truth. It's truth to you. You don't even know, like, well, technically this ain't truth because I don't, I'm just following. I don't know. And so when you get to that point, you have to grasp you in the pinnacles of lie. And so a lot of y'all are like that. Meaning y'all follow things, y'all believe in things. It's not true, but you just choose to say it is. Some of y'all will say, well, how are we supposed to know the difference between truth and lie? And so that's my point. Meaning, if you were Christian, so you say, nah, Jesus is God and that's truth. You know the difference between truth and lie because you ain't never been proven that. That's something that was adopted. A bunch of people adopted that. But it don't mean nothing if it ain't never been proven to you. You could say, okay, what if it is true though? Then it's true. But we're not talking about everything in the world. You got to learn you. That part. And so not knowing is okay. To say, I don't know if Jesus is true or not. I'm not a Christian, a Muslim, I'm not anything because I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with committing and you don't know what you're committing to. That's when you making the wrong move. That's even in physical life. If you committing to something and you don't really know what you committing to, there's no excuse for you. You did that to yourself. And so kind of grasp, lie, lie's a deep, tricky thing. A lot of y'all have played with lies so much, the mind is tangled now. It's, you have a hard time seeing things from, a balanced perspective, a perspective that makes sense. And so the mind is a space, all space being mind, meaning any place you see, it's just space. So this is mind, consciousness. So like you're in your house, this is not space, but this is like you inside something physical keeping you away from this space. But you get my point? Mind and space is one, meaning you have a mind, you have space. You have a spirit, this is substance, this is something a little more physical. Then you have a physical body, but these three things, are what you consist of, all of them being separate, all of them being one. And so when you're dealing with wisdom, view the mind as a space. Now this space is infinite, so the mind is 3.14, pi, that infinite number. The mind is that, the three parts of the mind. If you lost, you have a mind, you experience an awake consciousness, an in-between awake and unconscious consciousness, which y'all call dream, and then you experience unconsciousness. So you have unconscious, you have conscious, and then you have the in-between, which we call dream. So you as a mind, you have those three parts, meaning the mind that you are, so those is its three parts. And so this is how you get 3.14, but an infinite 3.14, because space is infinite. We speak in mind. Like I said, mind is space. Space is mind. Now, being as though the mind is a space, so it's going to be filled with things, thoughts, ideals. And so, grass, you make sure what you feel the space that you are with is something of worth. Some of that went over y'all heads. A mind is a space, meaning it's gonna get filled. You can't avoid it. That part. And so your mind's delicate. It's open space. Something gonna come in it. You better be conscious and aware of what do. Otherwise, you're gonna have a space crowded full of nothing. A space crowded full of truths and lies equals nothing. So kind of grasp. Peace and wisdom, Cousin Mills. I like that shirt. Peace and wisdom. Yeah, I should have wore my mask that go with it, It's a deep thing. Anubis. Hopefully y'all grasp. And so when you're dealing with the mind, I want to get into meditations. I know a lot of you guys speak on meditations in today times. I'm not sure why you guys don't take a time out to actually learn these practices. Meaning, I'm sure you could find a yogi, a guru, a monk. These is your peoples from the Far East, a real one, to teach you, what meditation is. Of course, it's going to start with the verbal so you can get a perspective of what you're doing before you get into the physical aspect of meditation. There's people on the West as well, like myself and others. Now, I'm not sure why you guys don't take a time out to actually learn what meditation is, so therefore you can do it accurately. Of course, meditation being, a bunch of different things, not just one meditation. Look at meditation like entertainment. So you have music and the many different genres of it. You have sports and the many different genres of sports. You have movies and their genres. Entertainment's a big field. And so look at meditation like that. You got many different aspects of meditation, many different options, topics. And so you have to grasp which one you're doing. Meaning most of you guys, you say you meditate, you only know one meditation. You sitting still. I'm not sure what y'all do when y'all sitting still, but the first thing you have to learn when you're dealing with meditation is how your position truly doesn't matter. When you're still, the mind is moving. When you're moving, the mind is still. And so, let's say you're meditating to clear out your mind. You don't want to be ambushed with thoughts. Walking will help you with that. Doing something physically will help you with that, clearing out the mind space. How sometimes y'all think so much. You like, my mind's starting to hurt. I'm overly thinking. I want to stop thinking a minute. Do something. The mind doesn't work when the body's moving. When the body sits still, so then the mind gets to wandering and doing what it does, which is ambushing you. So, creative discipline said, I use it still to still my mind. That's what I mean. Y'all don't have a proper understanding of meditation. And so this is why your anxiety is never ending. Meaning you say, I do it for my anxiety. Well, when does your anxiety end? If you're meditating for it, when does it heal it? That part, never. You say like, nah, I don't know. I don't think about that. I just meditate. And so this is what I mean. Y'all are like pretend with yourselves on things. So you can't get no results. No results like that. And so when you're dealing with meditation, first thing you have to grasp is the self-awake. Then grasp the self when you're asleep. Now, when you're asleep, so the mind does different things that you don't have control over. Meaning when you sleep, so you're being charged up. If you're awake and you start to get like a little low on energy, so you say, I need a Red Bull or something, you can't just charge yourself up. But when you sleep, so it happens somehow. You kind of charge yourself up. If you're sick, so they always say, get some rest. Rest is healing. Meaning when you're sleeping, so a lot is happening that we don't have no access to when we awake. Outside of that, you have the dream realms, nightmares, dreams, these places. So some of y'all had dreams and woke up and said, where is dream world at? Like, what in the hell? I'm tired of going to sleep, going to dream, but then I wake up, I can't just go back there. Like, where is it? Why can't I go if I go while I'm asleep? You get my point? Like, where is the realm actually at? If you feel like, nah, when we dream, we leave our bodies. Cool, but where is the place? It has to be somewhere. And so I mean like that. When you unconsciously sleep, or just sleep regularly, so there's a lot happening that you don't have access to when you're awake. If I say go to dream world right now, y'all can't. You say, I don't. I gotta go to sleep to do that. When I'm asleep, I ain't in control. And so I want you guys to grasp, meditation is that. Trying to get the mind to take over while still being conscious. Meaning when y'all sleep, so I suppose there's another mind that takes over. I apologize. As I was saying, when you're dreaming, with the dream world, pineal gland, correct me please, peace and wisdom. Like I said, when you're dreaming, so there's a lot that, not dreaming, but when you sleep, so there's a lot that happens. And so meditation is trying to manipulate that realm to open up to you while you're unconscious. Now, what many people do not realize is you have two minds. When I say minds, I'm not speaking of your physical brain, but you have two awarenesses, two. That's all I can say. It's a word. And so when you're awake, you're in the driver's seat. You have all the control. The other mind is just the observer, meaning it can't do anything but just observe what you're doing. When y'all fall into sleep, this is that observing mind taking the driver's seat, and then y'all become the observer. Meaning when you go in a dream, you don't really have any questions or concerns. It's like I said, you're like an observer. Think about when you dream. It's not the same like when you're physical. You get it? It's almost like you're just an observer. Yeah, you're interacting and doing whatever, but still it's almost like you're just observing a thing. Therefore, when you wake up, whether you remember it or not doesn't matter, because it wasn't your thing. You just observing. And so this is the deep thing y'all have to grasp. When you fall into sleep, the other mind takes the driver's seat. Now you become the observer of what's happening. That other mind being superior, if that makes sense. Meaning y'all can't decide when y'all fall into sleep. Y'all have the driver's seat when y'all awake and y'all can do whatever y'all choose. But you can't control how long you're awake. Meaning, sleep when? Y'all cannot avoid it. It's the irresistible. And so grasp, the other mind is superior. Now, when you fall into unconscious sleep, of course you have awake. Then you have dream and unconscious. When you reach unconscious, so the other mind on the other side of that unconsciousness is awake. When that other mind begins to fall into sleep or unconsciousness, of course passing dream, let's say. So now you're reaching dream, but the other mind is still in control. When the other mind hits unconsciousness, now you're at awake. You get it? And so it's like that. When the other mind is awake and in control, we flip-flop out of unconsciousness in dream. Dream being, you can say, the other. You can call dream like you slipping out of physical. Like if you cut off a light, so then the light goes off, but on a smaller scale, if you slow things down, so the light fades out. You get it? Look at it like that. Your dream is like the fading out of all that was physical before there's nothing. And so I want to write something to give y'all a better perspective. Like I said, you have awake, dream, and unconscious. Is that clear? So you have awake at the top, dream, then unconsciousness. Now that's the abyss. Now on the other side of that, so you have the same. This one being God whole. This one being God I am, or individual. So this is you as an individual, or the I am. You know, the selfish nothing. And this is God whole, not as individual. Is that clear? Hopefully it is. And so, like I was saying, when you guys wake up, God whole is in the unconscious. But for God whole, this is just observing what the I am's doing. So if you ever heard, like, in ancient texts, they may say, like, God is sleeping. If God wakes up from his rest, everything will just vanish. Like that. When God wakes up, boom, we fall there. This is all of us. You get it? When you get past the abyss, so you get many individuals all holding these same orders. Now, when we fall asleep, y'all never cross. And so that's the pinnacles of all wisdom. Meaning, if you're lost, you experience this every night. You wake up, you fall into the abyss. You wake up from the abyss, meaning you get the urge. This is the ego. And so you wake up, being an individual again. Never going on the other side of the abyss, which is where all the life is coming from. And so this is the pinnacles of wisdom that man has to learn, meaning crossing the abyss. And so I want to go a little deeper for you guys. Hopefully y'all grasp. If anyone wants to give back, you can click the description. All my links are there. Peace and Wisdom Black Media TV. Like I said, if anyone wants to become a member, you can click the join button. And of course the super chat is working, so y'all can go in ahead and attack that. I'm sure this is worth something. Said, let's go deep, man. Yes, yeah, y'all be wanting that deep, but y'all don't be wanting it digging. Y'all don't want to dig in your pocket. You know, I'm a businessman. I'm not your savior. A lot of y'all get lost. Don't take offense either. Say like, man, Solace ain't really wise. He wants us to pay him. I'm not your God. I didn't make you dumb and lost. You don't have nothing to do with me. That part. I don't mind helping you, but I'm not helping you for free. My time is my time. Same way you got a life, which is your time. Y'all sell y'all time, so y'all think like time is separate. Time is separate from me. You are time. When you go to sleep, your time clock out ain't got nothing to do with the next person. When you die, that's your own thing. Again, you and time is the same thing. You just exist, you be. And so that's time in itself. When you decide to take a nap from existing, so time vanishes with you because you just time. And so we got a lot of time because we got a lot of levels of life. Meaning you're an organism. This makes for a whole bunch of time for cell life. Meaning cells have the ability now to die, reproduce generation after generation. Because you a whole bunch of big time. That part. We live in a solar body. Its time is larger than ours. Therefore, it gives us a whole bunch of time we need to reproduce in generation after generation. And so, kind of grasp. Everyone on their own time. There you go. Say it right, though. Everyone is time. You have to get the separation out your brain. This was the point I was saying. You are time. There's no time outside of that. Get clock out your brain. That's something that's afflicted on you because of slavery. Work, so you always want to know what time it is because you're either on lunch or got to be back. That part. Outside of that, try to get back like kids is. They don't need to know what time it is because they doing whatever they want. In that, they don't need to know what time it is. When you was a kid and you was outside playing, did you know what time it was? Did you go around desperately asking people, what time is it? No. When you seen it start getting late, you like, okay, it's getting close to the time I gotta go home. Then you start like, hey, what time is it? So this is how we afflict kids. We slowly groom them on that. Peace and wisdom, King Cooley Foolish. I appreciate you. If you're a member or someone who supports on your own, stable flow, let those that don't give back, give back. Those are the people that I'm truly speaking to. I'm not speaking to. If the shoe don't fit, I'm not talking to you. Simple thing to grasp. Don't take offense though. And so, peace and wisdom. Hopefully y'all grasp. Now, y'all are time. And so when y'all work these jobs and do different things, just always keep that in mind. You're selling your existence. And so make sure it's good. That's all I could say. Now, in regards to me charging y'all for wisdom, I don't. Y'all get wisdom for free and complain. You can say whatever you want. Say, no, he charged. Cool, but you ain't paid. So it's like I said, y'all get free wisdom, that part. And so life is a balance, meaning you have to be balanced on your own. There you go, transfer of energy. A man shouldn't have to tell another grown-up, you come dine at my table every day, can you bring something? Once he do that, then this one get offended. Even though it's like, nigga, bring something. Same with any situation. Life has to be balanced. If you invite in unbalance, so you sin against your own self. Meaning if you decide you want to be in a relationship with this girl and you know goddamn well the love ain't equal, she don't care about you. She using you, but you desperate. Whatever afflictions you get after that's on you. You supposed to already know. If you put yourself in an unfair situation, so you're gonna have grief after. It ain't about you like getting mad at who did you unfairly. It's about you not putting yourself in the situation. And so this is why I always say give back. It's not about me like drilling it in y'all heads. It's about that. I'ma say it until I don't say nothing. Meaning no wisdom, no nothing. Because I'm not gonna let myself get disturbed just to teach y'all. You get my point? And so grasp. Give back. Like you said, tithes and offerings. Same as church. Y'all go to church, they tell y'all the same thing. I mean, even if you believe in God, so God told you the same thing, so you can't say nothing to me. I ain't told you nothing wrong. You trying to justify some shit you supposed to teach your kid is wrong. Meaning kids supposed to learn this. When you be fair in life, it's gonna make your life better. When you start getting unfair, you're gonna have problems. And so kind of grasp. It's a deep thing. Now let's get back to the deep wisdom. Now, like I was saying, of course, the one on the top, this is us as the individual. The one on the bottom, this is God whole. Meaning, when you hit unconscious, which is the abyss, on the other side of that abyss is God whole, which is all of us as one, if that makes sense. Meaning, all physical things you see on this side of the unconsciousness, it's just one being on the other side. All of us. So that's why you kind of tell you like respect all life. All life being just all aspects of self. You say, how is everything here all aspects of me? Because on the other side, you meet. We all just one being. Like how you like a multi-cell organism. Meaning the other side manifest on this side. And so the orders are still the same. Meaning if you say, how can one God be all of us? You one thing, but you're a bunch of stuff. You're a multi-cell organism, which is a whole bunch of different entities that's just one entity. You get it? Like that on the other side. All of us, all the plants, animals, every physical thing you can think of, it's just one entity on the other side. The life is manifesting forth, dividing. So, the life is coming from this side, manifesting through the duat, or the abyss, becoming individual. Then it gets stuck, because the individual is the ego. All is whole. One part says, I want to be separate, I'm better. That part. And so, into the abyss, manifest out as individual. Now it can't get back because of the ego. Meaning y'all falling asleep, y'all have the urge to wake up. If you wondering, like, how does my body know to wake up? Being as though I don't even have any thought that I exist. The urge, the ego, you as an individual starts there. You get it? Meaning you just waking up is the ego. The pinnacles of what an ego is. Again, you was pulled into death. When you go to sleep tonight, you don't even know you exist when you get there. Meaning you was pulled lower than you can possibly even fathom. Whatever you think like the lowest a soul can go, you go there every night. You don't even know you exist. Think on that. When you in sleep, you don't exist to your own self. Forget the rest of the life. We talking about you. You can't ask an unconscious man, what's your name? Where are you? There's no hearing, there's no seeing, they don't exist. How do you spring out of that? That's like me telling you, man, he gonna die and come back. From on the other side where death is, he gonna come back to the physical side. Most of y'all would say, yeah, that sound like a stupid story. That don't happen. But it happened for y'all every night. Think on that. Every night y'all leave out of this realm and sent to nowhere, to nothing land. Y'all sent to in the beginning. The Spirit of God hovered in the void. That's how deep it is. Every night y'all brought back all the way to the beginning. Meaning you was a mind, you manifest forth. You go through your many different manifestations, atom, molecule, cell, organism. Yet, no matter where you are, so you still brought back to the beginnings every day, which is where you don't even have existence. That part. And so how do y'all not know everything if every day y'all start from the place y'all read about? Now go back, read that book so you can read your history. Because a lot of y'all confused. You say, I believe in the Bible. Why? That's just your history of souls of souls coming into hell. So it starts in hell. In the beginning, the Spirit of God was hovering in nowhere. That's pretty much what it says. That's the description it gave. It said void, empty, waters, things like that. Unconsciousness. And so try to grasp. What y'all have is God is the devil. That's the creator of physical life. First of all, from the other side. Now, of course, we all physical, so we all here. With these first. And so the whole life lives in the body of the devil. This being the universal body. And all the life falling within it. The same way cells, molecules, atoms, quarks, this being protons and neutrons, photons. All of this is in you. Like a universe. To all those levels of life beneath you. And so, there you go, the adversary, the ego. God whole, all one. That part. Waking as the I am of the individual. Physical life. Fall back. But never being able to cross. Because of the ego. Meaning y'all still have things y'all want to do. People y'all want to see. Y'all haven't gave up the ego. The yearning to want to do something. The desires. If I told most of y'all, hey, y'all done with being an individual and you cool with just fading out, most of y'all say no. I need to be I need to be a star. I need to be something. That part. And so you're gonna be in samsara, hell. Until the urge is fulfilled. Now most souls don't never fulfill their urge. Souls want to be forever. So grasp. When you're dealing with before I get into that, I want to say this because I don't want you guys to think like, okay, so we're not supposed to wake up when we fall asleep tonight. So we should not want to wake up from that. Then we'll cross over to the other side. I'm not saying that because you wanting to not wake up is a urge, an ego. Man say, I don't want to live no more. I want to kill myself. That's a want and an ego, a urge. You get it? That's not giving up the ego. To give it up would be to just, I live, I die, I die, whatever. I'm just observing. I don't have nothing to do with anything. Say you need clothes? No, I don't need anything. Say here, take them anyway. Okay. You get it? You just be that part. Y'all can't fully fathom that. And so the main thing for you guys to grasp is you crossing the other side of the abyss is not something you're supposed to do when you're alive. It's for when you die. Meaning your mind. This is an unseen space. It is the mind that falls into unconscious, not your body. So you have to grasp self as a mind. The mind you are is what has to cross that abyss. That's what has to give up the ego. Fully understanding what the ego is. And so, if that doesn't happen in the eternity of life, meaning, so I showed y'all it that way. Now look at it on an eternal level. My bad. On an eternal level, life, the individual, afterlife, and death. This is the abyss. On the other side of that, so you have pre-death, and then existence. Now, of course, the top is the individual, the bottom is God whole. So you have God whole, soul separating from that wholeness, which is existence, going into pre-death, then the abyss, which is death, raising from that, basically pre-life and alive, then die, go to afterlife, which is, what they passed on the way up, back to the abyss, death, unconsciousness. Souls usually don't continue going because of the urge, so they manifest out in another level of life. Meaning this is how you got from a cell to an organism. When you died as a cell, so I guess you wasn't fulfilled. So the soul lingering in the abyss, and then grasp. Same way you will wake up from that abyss every day, in eternity that way. So you will spring back up from that abyss, manifesting out, quarks, atom, molecule, cell, organism, solar, galaxy. You get it? This is manifesting forth. This is what the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead means by coming forth by day. Get it? And so reincarnation ain't one level of life, but all of it. Meaning you got to go through all of it again. In between every level, so you have the option to hop out of samsara. This is you crossing over the abyss. But like I say, most souls don't. They have like hate within them, envy within them, loves and things they still attach to. when one is on the other side are dead, no physical body, so all manifest forth from them is light. Your envy is a light. Your hate is a light, a color. And so you're going to resonate with whatever you resonate with. This is going to draw you back into manifesting. You get it? If that makes sense. So you have the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with that book. Maybe I'll come back and do a lesson on that. But when you're dealing with the Tibetan Book of the Dead, it's explaining what happens when one dies and how one keeps reincarnating in samsara, which is hell, our physical life. You know, living, dying, then being born again, of course, on a different level of life. As one of your 6 bodies, this being like God, hungry ghost, hell being, whatever. You may be a little confused. Like I said, I may have to come back and do a full video on that. But if you're familiar with the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and it's speaking about the different lights, like that, meaning envy or hate is an entity, persons, let's say, an individual. It's unseen, of course. We physical, we seen. We see what is seen. You can't see hate. You can feel it though. Meaning physical is more than unseen. So, do you grasp? You can't see it, it's too small for you in perspective. Meaning hate, which is an emotion. You can't see it, but it's a real entity, a real individual. Being as though you physical, you can't see it, but you can feel it. You can feel hate. You can feel envy. You get it? You can feel the emotion. You just can't see it because you physical. When you're not physical no more and you yourself are an unseen entity. So you will see these things, not feel them. Meaning when you're not in the body no more, you're not gonna feel envy. You're going to see it. This is why I say y'all have to cleanse the self out. Y'all got anger, hate, these different things. Y'all don't want to see these things. You don't want to see your hate. That shit's a person. Like, you feel it now, it disturbs you, whatever, but seeing it's going to be something different. So you familiar with Hindu texts or Far East teachings? They have like the goddess Kali. She like got a man head ripped off and eating them. And you get it? That's what those beings are. They're showing y'all what these unseen deities that y'all don't see, but y'all feel, they showing y'all what they look like. I'm not talking hypothetically, like literally, let's say death looks like Kali. Meaning when you die and death come, it's going to be Kali like it was described to you. But this is just, you get it? Parts of self. The energies that's lingering over from self. So like let's say you love feel. So then love entities are going to come as emanations of light. But this is coming from self. Same with hate. If you hate feel, so those entities are going to come for you. Literally, meaning you're going to be able to describe them the way they were described. Like, I seen hate and it had a man's head in its hand with the neck just hanging and it was eating the brain like that. Meaning y'all emotions and y'all feel how ugly they are. You don't want to see what those things look like. But so, all leaves their vessel eventually, and so you get to see the vibrations of things, meaning all is vibrations, raising in their hertz. Vibration becomes sound. Sound becomes light. But, grasp. Light is color. This is associated with emotion. And so when I say when y'all die, y'all gonna have different lights coming at y'all. Y'all gonna go to whichever one resonates with you more. Meaning if you hate field, you gonna resonate with the hate. It may not appear to you as a bad thing, just a familiar. So you go. But when you go, you like, oh hell nah, this is not what I want to be fucking around with. Like that. That's why I say y'all gotta get inside together. You got a hella envy inside. So now you like different lights coming to you. Pink, blue, yellow. You like, oh, that yellow light's so familiar. But that's your envy. You just got so much more envy than anything else in you that's what's familiar. Now when you go, so you face all the envious people in existence to see like, oh, my envy is really small. I don't want to be envious no more. I'm good. You get it? Kind of like that. A person feel envy for somebody. Let them feel the pinnacles of what envy is. So then they like, I'm good. I don't want to be jealous of nobody. I'm straight. I'm good. So it's kind of like that. If I'm going too deep, let me know. I'm not sure if y'all like getting a little lost or scared. I'm not sure. There's nothing to fear except self and how disturbed you let yourself become. Outside of that, can't nothing hurt you. So you hear like when people say they had out of body experiences or visited hell, and they was like getting chopped up and killed and all of this, and but they didn't die, like that. You are mine, you can't die, but you know pain. You get it? So let's say we both dead as mind. I come chop your head off. Now, of course, you don't have a body, but you familiar with the body. You are mind, so you know your body or your appearance. You get my point? You don't have an appearance, but being as though you have an ego, so you're still attached. So you say like, no. It's like when y'all dreaming, y'all don't see yourselves. But you don't wake up from dreaming and be like, I was just empty space floating around. You like, nah, I was. Most of y'all think now, like, no, I had a body when I was dreaming. I think I did. I was doing something with something. But you didn't ever take a time to look at yourself while you was dreaming and say, where's the mirror? I need to see myself. That never happened. You just as mind say I'm me. And everything that got to do with me, which is appearance as well. So you just think self to be like how you know to be. And so you have to grasp. You have to cleanse the insides out. That's the best thing I can say for y'all to grasp. The inner self, the emotional state has to be cleansed away. Otherwise, you're going to resonate where you resonate. Now, of course, it goes deeper. We all live in a physical body. No different than you have a physical body and there's a bunch of smaller life within you. And so, you still stuck in samsara when you die. Meaning you still stuck in a physical body. The solar system you live in. I wouldn't care if you lived in another solar system. So you just live in another body. Like the cells in your body and the cells in my body, they might be different. Mine's is mine, yours is yours, but you get it? The world's the world. Ain't no difference. A body's a body, which is a world. And so you have to grasp. All goes to the spinal chamber, which y'all call immune system cells, which are spirits of the dead, and the halls of Amenti, meaning the spinal vertebra is the hall that leads to the living or the dead. The dead being, if you're a woman, primordial germ cells. This is what becomes egg cells. If you're a man, sperm cell. The bottom, the abyss. And so the unseen aspects of life manifest out in the physical. Meaning the sperm cells are physically in what y'all know as unconscious. If you ever wondered, what does a mind an unconsciousness look like? Like that. Dead. If you say that's not good enough, I need a bigger example. A galaxy. Look up, see galaxies, stars just floating in their darkness. That, they sperm cells on their level of life, meaning they reached their end. They lived and they got problems with grasping things, and so they have no balance, so they go to the bottom. Like a seesaw. They don't have balance, so then you go down. And so kind of grass, it's a deep thing. Jewel Ladybug said, peace and wisdom. She said, yellow is joy and happiness. Sweetheart, please get your mind together. No disrespect. But grass what's being said. I'll be making up stuff, forgetting that y'all making up stuff. 133 said, how did they realize all of this information about the dead and come back to tell? Like I said in the previous video, life starts from the dead. If you're lost, sperm cells are dead. Egg cells, which are primordial germ cells, they're inactive until that time of the month when they become active. One of them becoming, what y'all know as an egg cell. So these is your dead levels of life in the physical bodies, which are worlds. And so grasp. Life starts with the dead, those that lived and died. Like I said, sperm cells, they've already lived. They don't have balance. They won't grasp. So below they go. Then of course, when the Spirit of God comes forth, this being the substance of life, semen, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, raises them from the dead. So they go to the world, which is the body, the egg cell. Of course, the egg cell grows. You have all that life within it. And so grass, the first life in it is the fallen. This being the sperm cells that came. They first. Then you get cells, multiplying in the egg cell over time later, meaning you get to the zygote and all of that after. But first you have, what y'all will call the chromosomes, are basically just, what are they called? Basically the 23 chromosome from the sperm cell and the 23 from the egg cell. These would be, they both dead, meaning the sperm cell, egg cell, this your dead life coming together with the substance of life. And so their chromosomes coming together, just view that as the dead life. And then after that, of course, you get all the cells, the zygote, it begins to divide. So I'll say again, the life start with the dead. Meaning if you view this world that we live in as a body, which it is, so it started that way. Meaning sperm cells came here. This is why y'all have stories of like aliens coming from a different star system in the past. I just said a solar system is a body. You have a bunch of them. That part. An egg cell is a body before it develops. If sperm cell come to an egg cell and then that egg cell develops into a full world, which is a body, so I suppose the life inside of that body will say, in the beginnings, aliens, visitors came from another place. So like Sirius, this is like where the Osirises come from. Osiris being your sperm cell that got the egg. That's why he's the most important god here. That part. Meaning Osiris is the rising, setting sun that y'all see now, that being the conscious in this body. Like you was the sperm cell that got the egg. Now you the rising, setting sun in your body. You, literally. He that in this solar body. The sperm cell that got the egg, now he's the rising, setting conscious. Or the falling asleep and going and waking up. And we the smaller life inside the body. The same with your body. You the rising setting sun. You God Osiris that got the egg. You the reason why all life exists in your vessel. Meaning all the cells in your body exist because of you. Sperm cell get egg cell, then you get cells reproducing because of that. And so rise. Peace and wisdom, Jewel Ladybug. Oh, you remember. Peace and wisdom. I like your sticker. Now, hopefully y'all grasp. The world we live in is a body. It started with the dead. So grasp. If you're looking for God, he's on the other side of unconscious. So you don't have to say, so the sun's God. Nothing on this side is God. Well, it is, but the I am, meaning the individual, got a bunch of gods on this side. And so they like to argue with each other and give notoriety to whoever they choose as God. But so on the other side, all is whole. This is what y'all have to grasp, the crossing the abyss. And so all y'all having y'all religions and things like that truly don't matter. It's just lost and balanced. It's just Satan worship. Meaning y'all all worship the devil. The sooner y'all realize that, so I suppose the better y'all lives will be. Now, if y'all have any questions, ask. My mouth's getting a little dry. Y'all know I don't like to talk that much. Just a little bit. And so, if y'all have any questions on anything I said or was confused on something, it's your chance to ask whatever you need to. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That's important. Click the bell as well so you know when I'm going live. Give me a thumbs up. And share the video whenever you get a chance. Make sure you grasp most of all. And so, like I said, I have to come back at some point and explain the Tibetan Book of the Dead, because that one goes in deep, in depth on what one is supposed to do when they die. Give you a better understanding. Of course, if y'all read it, most of y'all are not going to understand what it's saying. So it's like I said before, you have to know a thing to know a thing. Meaning if you don't know nothing, reading the book's not going to help you. You get my point? You can give a newspaper to a 5-year-old, they don't know what they read, and they can sound the words out, they read it, but understanding is something else. And so you have to have some sort of understanding of life to understand these ancient texts. And so it's a deep thing. Jewel Ladybug said, OMG, I was just about to say that first part. I'm not sure what part you mean, but let me know. Peace and wisdom, Griffmatic, all my members in here. Salute. Indeed, I appreciate all the members, all of y'all that give back. I appreciate all of y'all that don't give back too, because y'all will. I'm sure of it. I just know how life works, so y'all will. So it's a deep thing. Try to grasp. Besides that, I remember my past. So it's a deep thing. I'd definitely rather be doing this than other things. So y'all help me too. When y'all give back, y'all keep me in a good space, meaning it's not a one-way thing. When you give back, it's more than just that. Like, I gave back, and you helping a wise man who could, be a benefit to life, which a lot of y'all can. Meaning a lot of y'all can be benefits to life, but you chasing that dollar and whatever, you get it? Whatever you doing, you focused on that, as opposed to just focusing on bettering yourself and then taking whatever you have from that, and spreading it out to the life. So I bettered myself, got my mind together. I always held wisdom, so then it got refined once I did that. And so that's my purpose, meaning your purpose and your job should be one. You shouldn't have a purpose and then a job. The life has a purpose for you. Man has a job for you. Find your purpose. You get it? Your purpose might not get you filthy rich, but you're going to be good. Meaning you're going to have way more than you need. You're not going to have no lack of nothing. Meaning the life going to make sure you how you're supposed to be. Fulfilling your purpose, you're going to be happy because that's your purpose. You get it? A lot of y'all work jobs. This is something you just do to pay the bills. You hate it. That part. When you analyze it in that way, ain't no money worth paying. I'll pay you to be aggravated for the rest of your life. It's not really fair. And so a lot of y'all have to grasp what I'm saying. Take a time out. You may be impoverished, but that's okay because you're finding self. And so you can't have burdens in bags when you're looking for self. And so that's your excuse for your hardships if anybody asks you. Say, what happened to you? You fell off. No, I didn't. I jumped off the ride. I'm looking for something. My own self. Get away from me. I'm looking for myself. And you do you and you block everybody out until you find self. Finding self being a matter of removing all the stupidities that, been adopted. Getting to the core of self. And then refining yourself or perfecting the self, making sure every aspect of self is perfectly balanced, fair, being able to see from the whole as opposed to just one side of life. You see things from one side of the duality, then you just stuck with that one side. You get it? And so grasp. You have to open the mind up and find the narrow road in it. And so hopefully you guys grasp. You ladybug. Okay, when I said religion don't matter. Yeah, religion is a following thing. You're an individual. You have to find self. You gonna die by yourself. You was born by yourself. You can gather up with everybody in the world and say, we all believe in this. Who cares? You gonna be an individual again. And so you better build the self up. Y'all be getting dependent on y'all circles. They ain't gonna be there when you die. You're gonna be helpless and dumb, and that part. You better get yourself strengthened up. And so when y'all fall into these groups and things like that, it ain't helping you. You becoming more dependent on somebody's brain. They not even that smart. Most of these groups and things y'all fall into, y'all pick up their agendas and ideals and they make y'all disturbed. Next thing you know, you hating this group or that group because of the group you attached yourself to. Ain't nobody did nothing to you, but you just a hater. If you lost, if you joined the blood, so you hate Crips. That part. If you join a Black Panther group, so you hate white people. But you get my point? You're adopting these things that's going to disturb your ass. For no reason. Because you like, I'm down with the party. Be down with whatever you want, but you better be down with yourself and make sure you take a time out to learn whoever teaching you that, the self, because when you die, the party can't help you. You have to know. You have to, how to take care of self on a mental level. Forget the physical. Y'all get lost in that. That's just to impress everybody that's physical. Meaning what y'all call y'all necessities is truly just things y'all want to show off with. All y'all need is a roof over your head. However it looks, it doesn't matter. You ain't out in the cold is what matter. Y'all have the most beautiful house, like I said. It's for show. Y'all get lost into that and forget the self and the mind. So where's my mind at? And so grasp. If the mind is shallow, so you're going to attract shallow-minded people. And so the last thing y'all want to do is deal with shallow-minded people. I don't care how much you project out that you a shallow airhead so you can look cool. You not. None of y'all. Y'all all know. Because as soon as y'all hit rock bottom, then y'all get smart as shit. That part. I don't care who you know, how high their ego is, how much of an airhead they play like they are to be down. When they hit rock bottom, you're going to see how smart they get. You're like, oh, everybody is fake. Y'all know how everybody and everything fake as shit when y'all hit the bottom. That part. And so don't forget that. Meaning when the world ain't your buddy, so then it is where your truth lie. That part. And so if you ever hit the bottom and was shown truth, I guess you reached back for that lie as opposed to reaching for self and getting a full understanding on Babylon monkey brain and something else. And so grasp. A lot of y'all live in the Babylon monkey life, but you know when yourself is disturbing you because you can't keep up with the stupidity. Every aspect of it. Y'all can't keep up with the Joneses. Y'all stress yourself out with that. Those that's wealthy, they spend their money on all kind of stupid shit, and then they be mad they did later. You get it? Like, man, I bought 14 fucking Rolls Royces. That was stupid. This is how they feel after it. Like, damn, I could have did anything with that. That part. When you have, so then you just become more disturbed. Meaning the mind becomes more cluttered. Y'all could never grasp what a rich man going through. Just look at yourself right now. So you say, man, I'm a little bored. But my money a little low. I can't really afford to be doing too much. So maybe if I take a little walk to the liquor store, give me a little bud, a little drink, I'm going to bring it back to the crib. I'm going to watch me a little fight tonight. That's a good night. And kick back with my wife. We're going to eat a little dinner. You get my point? You see how simple that is? But it fulfill you. Some of y'all like, damn, that sound like a good night. I'm fucked up worse than that. But if I could just get that. This Saturday will be the shit. If I can just get a little joint and a little drink and just kick back in the crib and stay out of trouble. Imagine if you was rich. That part. You can do that and you can fly over to Vegas, right? You get it? You can do anything you want when you get bored. And so can you imagine how afflicted your mind would become then? Rich man sitting around for half the day figuring out like what he want to do because he can do anything he want. In that, he become afflicted because it's like, well, what do I want to do? You get it? For y'all got things in mind y'all want to do. Now imagine if you was filthy rich and you can do anything you think of. That part. All the stupid thoughts that pop in y'all mind become real. A lot of things y'all think of, y'all brush it off because you like, that's not realistic. I can't do that. Imagine if you could. That part. You'd be all over the place. Never really having a chance to sit still and think and say, what am I doing with my life? That part. And so, if you broke, use the time wisely. If you rich, get a hold of self. Otherwise, it's a deep thing. 133, salute. Salute to the members. If you're not a member, you can still ask questions and do your thing. Don't get lost. Hopefully you'll eventually become a member. I'm going to probably be doing a video either later tonight or tomorrow morning for the members. I apologize. I'm just checking to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Now, you said, how does one empty self of all lies and be truly wisdom filling as you are? You might have to play the video back again and listen, champ. I explained that. But y'all attached to what y'all are, whatever ideals and things y'all are. You got to remove yourself from all these things. Meaning y'all in a never-ending cycle of being influenced. Y'all don't ever get a break from it. You don't get a break to say, I ain't see shit this week. I don't know nothing about nothing that's going on this week and I don't care. Get it? Y'all day after day influenced. In that, you don't get a chance to influence your own self. If there's nobody around to influence you, so then you have to pull from your own self. What do I like? Because there's nobody to bite off of. In that, you become your own self. There's nobody around judging you, telling you, oh, that's corny, don't do that. You don't have no outside interference, just you. And so in that, you got to figure out what you like, because ain't nothing for you to borrow from. And that the mind begins to get sharp, because you're using it now. You're not looking outside of self for something to just borrow. You got to use the mind now. What do I like to keep me feeling good? Because I can't just sit and do nothing. Then the self starts to awaken. The longer you in that state, the more strengthened the self becomes. The mind I'm speaking of. Pulling from itself, meaning influencing itself. A lot of y'all got bad ways about yourself, but it's your environment. If you remove from your environment, now you a whole different person. You're just trying to impress your environment. Like that. Y'all too influenced. Y'all don't even know who y'all are because y'all never get a moment outside of it to say, who am I? I'm wandering in this forest, who am I? What do I like? It's going to take a time for your mind to snap out of it too. I mean, you're still going to be doing things thinking in the perspective of how others perceive you before you eventually let that go and say, I gotta do me. It don't matter what nobody thinking. Ain't nobody even here to think nothing. Meaning you'll be by yourself thinking what others perceive you as and they can't even see you. But that's how much we attach to those types of ideals. Never realizing it until you separated from it. And so a conscious cleansing is that, like a practice. You have to separate yourself from the Babylon, the city, the ideals you live under. With a guru, someone such as myself, I'm not a guru. I don't go by those titles, but I'm saying a guru, if you live in the Far East or something, maybe you could find a guru, he could take you into the forest. I'm not saying you don't have fake gurus, but whatever. Try to grasp, separate self, get the self together, get a good perspective. If y'all, a lot of y'all stressed out because of those things. You got people around you, you lost on their perspective. You like, I don't want to look like a bum out here, so I got to make sure I'm always looking good. And y'all got a lot of extra pressures on y'all that's like, ain't necessary to keep y'all in a low place. You know, anxious and all fucked up in the head. Imagine if that was removed. Imagine if you didn't have to think about, like, I gotta pay rent this month or I'm gonna be fucked. Imagine if you didn't have to think, like, damn, I gotta hustle up some food money today. Imagine if you didn't have to buy no clothes for this whole 2-3 months. No one's gonna judge you according to what you got on. It's just your mind. And you know, having progress in your emotional state and mind. That's all people is caring about. What you got on is irrelevant. If you feeling good today, then they judging you on that. Like, yeah, you looking good. You get it? If you feeling good, then they say you looking good, man. You can have on bum shit. You get it? You saying deep things and you like mind open. They like, man, you looking real good. You sounding good. Don't got nothing to do with what you got on. When you around those environments long enough, then y'all will see how much pressures y'all had prior. And how that ain't the way. Meaning that's what Babylon is. Babylon being the city. It afflicts y'all with a bunch of problems and it makes y'all truly disturbed people. And so it's a deep thing. Ronan said, can an individual really balance their ego? It seems like the ego pole is never-ending battle and everything stems from. I'm perfectly balanced. If you were balanced, then you would notice that. Then you would know, like, yeah, it's possible to be balanced. Meaning I'd curse you out worse than you've ever been cursed out in life. and I'll take the time out with you on the other end. And I don't even know you. People that know you know stuff, they wouldn't take their time to talk to you. You your own fucking problem. There's a nigga that live in your neighborhood. He know trades and things. He's not gonna take the time out and teach you nothing. Period. He probably know you. He don't care. You ain't his kid. That part. And so on one end, I can be the extreme, or I can be what y'all don't even acknowledge as like, damn, that's really nice to take the time out and teach me some shit for real. Because people don't do that. They'll teach you their lies to manipulate you, but to just give you real truth. Say, do what you're gonna do with it. That's rare. And so you can be balanced, but it's like I said, you gotta separate yourself from everything. So I've went through those types of rituals where I was separated. I still keep myself separated sometime every now and then if I need to. So grass, meaning myself is my foundation. If I ever feel like I'm getting too overwhelmed, then my natural thing is to retreat to the self. Meaning I go to the forest. I don't want to see nobody, just animals and trees. Myself is my strength. You get it? If I feel like I'm getting too away from myself, then I start to feel like I don't like how that feels. Y'all the opposite. When y'all get too close to self and you like ain't nobody around, what the fuck? So y'all like I got to go find something to do. I mean, and I got to go find people and energy. That part. You gotta reverse your poles. Become your strength. I don't mean where you lost and you like I got me, I'm by myself and I don't need nobody else. That ain't you disturbed. People here to help you in life. But you have to start with yourself. You get it? It's okay to get help. It's okay to have other people around you. But you have to start with yourself. Meaning your energy got to be good and right. Otherwise, you're going to pull in any old thing. And what good is that going to do you? And so you want to pull in good positive things. You got to make sure you on that vibration. And so grass, peace and wisdom, Ronan. You a member. I'm not sure if you're a beloved. I have different names for the options. But if you're a beloved member, I believe you get like a few free one-on-ones. So you use it. Like I said, y'all use the perks that come with it. Get wise. If you somebody you're lacking, you're a little fucked up right now, like I said, reach out. I don't. Nothing's fixed in stone. Meaning I'll teach you for free, but it just depends on you. Some of y'all fucked up people, I wouldn't teach you with money. Like, you can have all the money in the world. I wouldn't waste my time with you. I don't need all the money in the world, so you ain't got nothing to bargain with. You get it? You say, I got all the money in the world, so I'll teach me. No, I don't want all the money in the world, so I don't care that you got it. You can be broke. If I like you, I'll take the time out. Of course, you got to get some worth at some point. But starts with the self. So meaning some of y'all I would teach you for free. You can, join up with me. Find purpose in this life. But I don't know y'all and I don't see y'all, so you have to reach out on your own merit. Other than that, live balance, give back. I say that because I can't be in imbalanced situations. Otherwise, I'm going to become disturbed. And I'm not going to do that to myself. And so, when you get a chance, give back. If you haven't already, of course. There you go, Jewel Ladybug. Everybody needs somebody. Well, I don't want to say that. That's wrong. Everybody needs to get to a place where they content with the self. Company is good. I'll say that. Company is real good. It's good for the soul. But don't get lost outside of these things. Meaning you make sure you spend the time with people. You make sure you spend the time with yourself. Meaning at least once a week you make sure you take a time out and reflect on that week. Have you been getting better in your ways, you know? Is your emotional state better? Are you still waking up and angry? And how long does that anger last before you kind of simmer down? Get to the source of these things and start perfecting self. Of course, y'all probably need help with those things. That's why I say you can get a one-on-one, whatever the case. If any of you guys want to, meaning I can do my job anywhere. My job's online. All my business it's online, so I can travel. Meaning, if any of you guys want to do a conscious cleansing 2 week, 30-day thing, but you like, I need you to be there with me so I know what I'm doing. If you got the location, you can email me. The forest and things. Seclusion is my atmosphere, so I'm good in those kind of environments. I get disturbed when people come around if they spirit ain't right, but not like that. Just if it's too much. But if it's just like a sprinkle here and there, whatever. Life is a balance. People gonna be how they are. And so kind of grasp. She a good company. And so hopefully y'all grasp. If y'all have any questions, ask them before I slide. Jewel Ladybug said, when I sing, it makes me happy, but it doesn't bring in the money. If singing brings you happiness, so you've already received what you're supposed to from it, you're going to give that up to go chasing getting money. Think on that. That part. You sing and be happy. Money will come. Money will go. I've never seen someone who never got money. I see people who don't know what to do with money. That's those that got a little bit and those that got a whole bunch of it. You know? Then you got people that got a little bit, they know what to do with it. You got people that got a lot and they know what to do with it. But outside of that, all you got is happiness. If you got something to make you happy, you better make sure you do that every day. Because every day you need to be happy. And whatever that happiness bring you, I suppose it's going to be good. Because good energy attracts good things. And so the focus ain't on about. That's the problem. Y'all have those problems where y'all think y'all have to be some kind of way. You don't have to have nothing. It's who y'all deal with. Y'all see me, I be fly, so y'all probably in perspective say, nah, Solid, if I keep it around Solace, I don't have the mind y'all got. I don't think about that kind of shit. I can care less. Meaning I can buy you some fly shit, so what would I care if you a bum or not? If your bumness is disturbing me, I can change it. So I'm not thinking of you in that way. Meaning, I don't know how to explain it, but y'all have those impoverished problems where y'all think like people judging you. When you get around people that have a little bit, you don't have to think about that. Meaning like, damn, I don't measure up. Whatever you don't measure up, they gonna make sure you good. If it disturbed them or if they see it disturbing you. You get it? Meaning if you got a rich friend, you don't have to be like, oh, I don't have the new stuff on, I don't want to go around them. Go. They gonna probably make sure you good. If they a fucked up rich friend, they might talk about you, but so you got to get some good balanced rich friends, however you want to view it. But it's a simple thing. MK said, what's your real name, Solace? Peace and wisdom. Why? You taking me on a date? You got a check for me? Other than that, wouldn't matter. You know my face. Like I used to say on the streets, man. Names ain't important, just faces. I don't need to know nobody's name. I just need to know what the nigga look like. And so when I used to meet people on the streets, they'd tell me their name. I say, I don't need to know your name, champ. I see you. That's what I'm going to go on. Meaning, if I'm looking for you, nigga, I don't need to know your name, just how you look. And so I do. You telling me your name is just you making me get like too close to you. So now when you get locked up and shit, then you're gonna be like, he told, and he told. Maybe he did it, but not me, because I don't know your name, champ, remember? I said I don't care about your name, nigga. I don't care about nothing about you. I know who you are. I seen you. That's that. And so you move like that. Don't be asking people their business, lest they start to get a mind that you scamming on them. Then they like whack you off because they paranoid. That part. Not saying me. I'm not paranoid. But you have people like that. And so it's a deep thing, kind of grass. Jewel Ladybug said, how much is that? I'm not sure what you mean when you say how much is that. How much is what? I'm gonna start just wearing my ponchos so y'all don't get it twisted. I'll be thinking I'm like a Babylon monkey. I'd be a Babylon monkey if I try, like, see how y'all got me? Like, I'm gonna just start wearing my ponchos so they don't be disturbed. That's how you become a Babylon monkey, when you start caring about, like, people's perspective. That's irrelevant. What I got on don't matter. Yo, the same go for y'all. What y'all got on don't matter. So try to grasp that at some point. If you feel like it do, it's your environment. You need to see what other environments got to offer you. Because you're wasting your mind space and your money and things like that on that, you're not going to get nothing done for yourself. You get it? And so don't ever get it twisted. I'm fly, but I take care of my business. Y'all got to know that. That part. I can make sure I got my magazines, my books, all my merch. I make sure I got the business. And whatever I got to put into that, I make sure that go first. I keep my desires to a minimum. And nothing important but that. All that other stuff is for y'all. You get it? So, kind of grass. Get the right people around you. And you see yourself coming up and things like that fast. Many people get stuck. You following somebody stuck, you become stuck like them. And so you be mindful of who's stuck. Making their stuckness look like something new. So grass. I'm speaking more than physical. The mind, the spirit, all these things. All these things should be getting better over time. You get it? Meaning if you're following somebody, their mind, their spirit, this being their emotional state, their energy, these things should get better over time as you following them. As well as their physical. Meaning you should see them like, oh yeah, they gonna fly and shit. They like came up. If you ain't seeing no transition, that part. Oh, you said how much is a conscious cleansing? Oh, I don't know. You would have to just email me. I'm not sure if I charge y'all for a conscious cleansing. You just have to have the location. Or I'd have to know you to bring you into my space. Meaning I ain't gonna bring y'all into my space because I don't know y'all like that. You get mad and then you come back to this motherfucker acting stupid, then I got to smoke you. Then I might go to jail. So I think ahead. I say I already know myself, blood. If they get to tripping with me, man, I'm gonna lose my merit. My mind will go back to old times. So just pass me the gun and give me a little potato. Potatoes all in your face. You're gonna have potatoes all in your face. It's a deep thing. Try and grasp. Say, what is the difference between grasping and knowing? Man, y'all get too lost on words. It's a deep thing. But with the conscious cleansing, if you have a location, meaning like a forest space, I don't mean some shit with sleeping outside. I don't do that. So like whatever perspectives y'all gotta adjust them. When I say go in the forest and stay in the forest, I'm not talking bum shit. Nothing I'm talking about got anything to do with poverty. I'm talking about good beautiful environments. Meaning the forest is a beautiful place, especially if you fix it up. But more than that, if I say like you got to be separated from the city for a time, I mean like you need a shelter to sleep in. So when I say if you have a space, I mean like some land with a cabin or something on it. And then from there, slowly weed away from your distractions. A little bit a day, a little bit every day. Of course, I'm wise, so if I'm around you, that's gonna be your influence. Meaning, just think if you was around me all day, that part. So you be like, man, Silas got him a website. I'm gonna get something. He just wrote a book. I'm gonna do something. You get it? But y'all have other influences, so it's like, I'm just chilling right now. You get it? Whoever you around, whatever they wrapping themselves into, you wrap yourself into. If you around somebody wise and that's the only influence you got, you wise. So it's kind of simple. Yeah, people not that balanced if you're looking for them in Babylon, but I suppose if you go, the farther you go from Babylon, so I guess you'll see people kind of becoming a little more kinder, more generous and balanced in their ways. So, guys, until you get all the way to, the opposite side, which is like, when I say the forest, I don't mean like the wild, you get it? The forest, like the Amazon rainforest. That's like Babylon. Ain't nobody got no balance there, blood. It's all turf. You come in the turf, you gonna die. It's like that. But opposites, they the same. But in between, meaning if you someone who removed yourself from the city and you got yourself a little place outside the city, you ain't really got no neighbors that's, within looking distance like that. So you'll have peace, you'll have control over that area. If you're in the wilderness, animal will come up and kill you, anything. It's rough out there. But if you got your controlled environment, then you good. Relax, you can get the peace out of things. Kind of, you know, get it adjusted. Jewel Ladybug, just email me and I'll send you my number. Peace and wisdom. But hopefully y'all grasp. My ass cheeks hurting. Excuse my language. I know I ain't got no filter. Yeah, my little ass cheeks is hurting a little bit. I don't got that much meat on them. So what happens is this. When I sit down, let me stop bothering y'all. I know y'all don't have sense of humor and things like that. I like to laugh all day. I'm sorry. You know, doing wisdom is okay, but I'd rather just, say stupid shit all day and laugh. It's really fun. It's deep. You have to grasp. You have to grasp. Now, if you have any questions, this is the last one. I'm going to slide out. I may come back later. I should do a stretching video for y'all so y'all can get a perspective on, solace yoga, I guess you can call it. Understanding of stretching, sickness starts in the toe, works its way up. This is why when people get like diabetes and, the pinnacles of their sickness usually leads to them getting their legs cut off. They say he had diabetes, then they chopped off his leg. Solace says sickness starts in the toe. Health starts up here, works its way down. So you have to get the mind together. Otherwise, the sickness from the toe, sickness from below gonna come up. And so stretching helps with that, as well as, keeping the mind cleansed, getting fresh air, things like that. And so it's a deep thing trying to grasp. But I have stretching routines I do to keep me, keep me good. I also have the 52 and things I do. These is things that, 52 is like ballet. If you somebody that do ballet, so you know what I mean. The movement in ballet is like, it's healing. It's not like regular dancing where you work yourself up and become tired, but it's more healing. Meaning somebody doing ballet, they can twirl around for hella long. They don't never really get tired. Where they like, you never seen a ballet chick like, they usually good after they do that twirl. They be like fine. You see the girl in the club shaking, she be wet. She like, whew. You like, damn, she had sex, bro, or something. I don't know. So, so do you do martial arts? No, I do gymnastics. So in that, I'm like better than a martial artist, meaning I have good balance, good upper body strength. I do gymnastics and I'm just athletic, meaning when I was younger, so I play all sports, good at them all. If you thinking like, man, you ain't good at basketball, you short. That's the bad one I'm the best at. Meaning I break your ankles, shake you down. I'm from New York, so you already know. It's gonna look like the rucker when I'm playing. So you have to grasp. I was young once. I picked up on all those things y'all do. Yeah, a lot of martial artists and people in the daytime are fakes. So y'all just have to come to terms with that. Gary Keaton said, how can I become a member? You can click the join button on the side of the screen. It'll show you the options. I know some of y'all are more personal. Like I said, you can email me. I travel. You may be in another state, but you might have a nice garden or something. So I travel. A nice garden that's, how can I say it? A nice garden has worth to me. You get it? So y'all will say like, for somebody to invite you over to their nice garden, so it's a deep thing. Whatever you pay for a club, so I suppose you owe them quadruple, in my mind. Because you're going to get healed by that garden. Meaning the plant life and all those things around you, they're going to heal you. If the plants is medicinal, whether you take them or not, so their energy they're vibrating off is that. This is why people see weed, even if they don't smoke it, but they like, ooh, weed time. You get it? Weed is medicinal. It comes from a medicinal plant. So even if you don't smoke it, but you just see it, so then you like, even if you ain't a smoker, you like, oh shit, weed. You start looking at it. It's healing. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. And so whatever the plant is, it gives off, the plants is for healing regardless of what they are, whether they poisonous or not. Poisonous just means it has high dosage. You have to dilute it. And so if you around plants, any kind of garden, so you blessed. There's good energy coming into you. That's why I go into the forest by the riversides, things like that. The energy coming off these things. It's just like you. You're emanating off a vibration, a smell, an aura, many things. So you have to grasp. Peace and wisdom. If you go to my channel, you should see a join button next to subscribe. Yes, you can do it from your phone. It's a blue. It says join in blue. Just click it. If you can see the subscribe word, join should be right under it. Okay, now I have to take a little, break. It's a deep thing. Like I said, some of y'all can email me that choose to. Some of y'all can become members on here. Like I said, I'm going to be giving exclusive videos, and there's already posts up. I haven't gotten busy yet, but there's posts up on the for members only. So they're seeing some things y'all haven't. So you can become a member if you want. Like I said, you can reach out if you want deeper level or one-on-one. And if you're someone that wants to work with me, you can email as well. I think I need an assistant, preferably a woman, but preferably a woman, like I said. I believe in balance. There ain't no hot breath nigga breathing on me, but I don't want to discourage nobody. I do need a little help. Becoming overwhelmed with the working part. This is why I be missing the lives. I be having one-on-ones and shit to do. So it's a deep thing. Try to grasp. But in any event, I'm gonna go on ahead and slide on out. It's the conscious cutie, sex symbol solace, pretty Hefe, all that. Salam, salam, shalom.